Just as we get started here, page 794 is our current location. You are talking mathematics. We're talking probability specifically. And if you haven't yet gone back and watched page 792 in the instruction on that one, maybe pause the video and write, or go watch the video. Thanks for the click. Thanks for the like, comment, and subscribe. We have the other pieces of information from this 793 that round out the question here, but now we're going to put it into context. Maybe you were paying attention in those videos when I talked about the answers to questions 4, 5, and 6. We just didn't write them down. Let's write them down. Compare the probabilities you determined in question 2 and 3. What mathematical relationship exists between probability of A, probability of B, and probability of A, highlighter time, and A and B. Remember, and means multiply. Done, right? As in you multiply the probabilities of those two events to get the compound event where both of them are happening together. What do you think? Number 5, why do you think that the probability of both events occurring is less than the probability of either event occurring by itself? Maybe a visual first, a visual reminder. In the scenario where we were considering only granola and not chocolate, I think that was what, A, right? Question 2. That would be these. Something's getting restricted in the conversation, and then you have to look at what's overlapped. So the probability of a compound event being less than the first probability and the second probability is that when you combine them, you have to look at how, oh yeah, sure, there's 3 out of 4 options, and there's 1 out of 3 options, but only these ones are counted twice. And in and types of probability, we're looking for what is counted twice. So there are way less events that fit that criteria out of the total than there were events that were just solo by themselves, like, just out of the total number. Because we are using the word and, we are dramatically reducing the number of available options. And, aka intersection, dramatically, that's a good word, dramatically reduces the number of available outcomes. But the total stays the same, right? It's still out of 12. That didn't change. It was 8 out of 12 and 4 out of 12. So they're still out of 12. But when you have that overlap, the ones that are double counted are the ones that we are including with and. So the number of available multiple combinations is so much smaller because we're only looking for what's double counted. Last one, question 6. Why do you think multiplication is performed in compound probability problems using the word and? Again, and in probability means multiply. And we saw that in this model on page 792 in those videos. It kind of looks like an area model, right? Think back to your 6th grade multiplication math days. When you have an arrangement of items and an arrangement of items, you multiply. In previous videos for this class, excuse me while I walk off screen. Bringing one of our notes to the board. In previous videos on our screen, we had the counting principle because the more times an event happens, you multiply up to get the total number of possible event options, like topping flavors with frozen yogurt flavors. So 4 times 3. And the process of multiplication is embedded in probability. Let's go back and answer page 794 in that manner. Okay? Because multiple events, plural, are present, we use the counting principle. To figure out the total number of outcomes. To determine, what a better word, to determine the total number of outcomes. Okay, so I have some questions for you to consider. Did you verify whether or not our relationships were independent or dependent events? Choosing flavors and choosing toppings. Is there any overlap or like reason for us to believe that a flavor choice is going to influence a topping choice? Personal preference would say yes, but mathematically, no. Those are independent options. We have the, what do they call that? It was the organized list, and it's organized because of the columns and the rows, that in the columns are flavor choices and in the rows are toppings choices. So there's an organized list arrangement. You should be putting, if it's certainly a small enough list, all of your possible outcomes in some sort of organized fashion. Over on this side, tree diagrams are amazing. Organized lists are also effective, and that's certainly what I've been using in the last couple of events. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this video. We're going to continue the conversation as the next page and the next activity broadens and deepens the conversation around and. But remember, and in probability means multiply. Thank you. I'll see you in the next episode. Like, comment, and subscribe.